Peace, family. I went peace. I went live and it kind of disconnected, so I'm not necessarily sure if this thing is gonna work, but I'm gonna go through this message one more time, and if it disconnects, I'll just record it and re-upload it. So I'm gonna just give the family a couple minutes to come on. I talk for like 20 minutes to myself. Peace. Thanks for coming back. I was talking all this time to myself and then realized that I wasn't even online. So I'm recording this, so if it does disconnect, then I'll just re-upload it. But this is gonna just be kind of quick. I'm the Hoodmystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Peace, everybody. Peace. Just want to deal with some energy real quick. Just Patreon family, patreon.com/TheHoodMystic, paypal.me/TheHoodMystic, Cash App Hoodmystic38. And babe, if you watching this on the live and it's disconnected or whatever, just come in here and let me know that it's not connecting. But ooh, peace. So here we are. Moon conjunct Pluto is what I want to talk about today. This energy really speaks to me as a transformation, is how we can begin to relate to each other, how we can begin to relate to individuals on a higher level. Pluto is the planet of transformation, meaning that the energy that we are gathering and building is not so we could use it in this terrestrial way. It's so it could be raised up. It's kind of like if you had some knowledge as an acorn, and that knowledge was that you were going to be an oak tree one day. You took that knowledge and you tried to do a whole bunch of acorn shit. Well, that doesn't make any sense. You have to then reinvest that energy and think about your life now as an oak tree. And so as we are given this spiritual knowledge, if we are given this spiritual attainment, then we can no longer think on the same level. And so as this energy squares Venus, it spoke to me as a man. Now I can only speak for myself, okay? I can't speak for other men, I can't speak for other women, but early in my life, early in my understanding, I used to look at women and sexualize them and only want them for my sexual purposes in some form or another. I did not know how to relate to women. I did not know how to talk to women, even though I wanted women to have attention towards me. Like I wanted love from women, but I did not know how to reciprocate that love or give that love or anything of the like, because my energy resided in my first chakra, my root chakra, where anything that I wanted to do, the first chakra ruled. So and even if I could raise it up to the second chakra, no better, because it was even. So maybe you go into the first chakra and then you go into the second chakra. Now you think you having spiritual sex, but it's still the same sex. It's just more or less with better words attached to it. But even though that wasn't the height of my understanding, only until I got into a relationship where that relationship was sound on many different levels, mental, spiritual, emotional, we grew together, we talked, and we were friends first and things of that nature, that she allowed me to raise my energy up within the relationship and didn't use the first chakra energy that I had, and she allowed me to build my energy up, and now I'm able to see life in a different way. Now that I'm raising my energy up, I can now see people's auras. I can now hear and feel and be deeply empathetic more than I've ever been, because the thing of it is that I'm not thinking about having sex with anybody. Very interesting, very deep, because even at its subtle, most base levels, even when I said or even thought, or maybe even if I thought I didn't have a chance or this wasn't the right circumstance, I still had somewhere in my core the idea that me and this person would have sex. And that might be that's not smart, but I realized that this energy was present within me and I had to transform it. I had to neutralize it. I had to change this about me. And so as we deal with Pluto, which is transformation, and we deal with this square to Venus, I think this energy really speaks to why you are relating to people. What is the core? What is the base reason? And so within this piece, within this, there is abandonment, there is rejection, there is, you know, all of these things that we are relating to each other based on that are negative. And then as we develop these relationships or grow through these relationships, we wonder why they manifest the way that they manifest, because the root or the core of your attraction, it has to manifest the way that it chooses to manifest. And see, like me and my wife, like even when we talked or when we first met, it was like conversations, park trips and things of that nature. Like sex was something later on. And I think all relationships that I've ever been in that's ever been worth anything have been more emotional, mental, and to that where it wasn't completely about sex. So even with me knowing that, that still didn't change my desire. Now I'm at a point where my desire is completely understood and I'm completely on top of my desire based upon this astrology, based on these conversations, based on things that happen in my life where I have a deeper respect and a deeper understanding for women. This is how this energy is manifesting for me. There's also a grand sextile in the place of the moon conjunct Pluto, as this energy grand sextiles Neptune in Pisces and Jupiter in Scorpio. So as we talk about Jupiter and Scorpio, which is our transformation from human being to attaining spiritual lineage, and Neptune and Pisces is our basic understanding into our fully developed and expanded pineal gland, giving us full insight and full perspective on life. This energy is now at a full trine. So this shows up to a lot of people as, you know, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to think about that shit. I'm gonna shut that shit down. But for me, it's like, okay, I see the world for what it is. And now I know who I am in the world. And this is how I move forward. As we build that, as we understand that as our deepest love, as our deepest relationship that we could ever cultivate, our relationship with our higher self. That's the love then. Any other love is subsequent of that love that we first seek within ourselves. See, it's grown ass people who don't have this deep love for self, but going to tell me that they love their husband or going to tell me that they love their wife. And I'm like, Maury, with the test results, you is not the father. You is not the father. There is no way you could love someone else before you love yourself. And a person can be compassionate enough for you. A person can be empathetic enough for you. But a person, it's just impossible. We have to learn to love ourselves first and then learn to love each other. But if we love ourselves, then we can't. Having sex or wanting an external stimuli is a way of filling a void. But when you deal with spiritual attainment, you have no void. So the world is going to look completely different to you. That person that you've been lusting over for all of these years, you know, like you're going to look like a crackhead. So it's really important that you do this work for yourself and then start to, you know, it's not something to be in the spiritual energy and then to be wanting a relationship. That's not going to help you. It's not gonna help you. A twin flame is not gonna help you. A soulmate is not gonna help you. You're gonna have to help yourself. You're gonna have to build yourself up. You're gonna have to understand that you, my friend, have a soul that's begging to interface with you and to make love with you all night long, all day if you want to. So we realize that we're living in two different worlds right now. As you begin to cultivate and build your world, that don't mean that Jimmy down the street or your neighbor is gonna be building his world. He's going to be in a world that's been created for him. So as you begin to develop this knowledge, understand that if you're building yourself spiritually, but you have compassion and love for people who are not, then you are taking on that karma. And when it comes to your spiritual path, it's like walking down a path with 15 luggages and figuring that you about to go somewhere. You're not about to go nowhere if you got to carry all this luggage. Now, in relationships, we have to fully understand that it is no, I do this while you do that. We either going to do this together because it's a different world. And people are either taking this shit seriously or people are thinking that, you know, I'm weird. And people can think what they want. But thinking about me ain't gonna do shit for you. It won't make your life no better worrying about what I'm doing or how I'm doing my shit. So it's important that people have to understand that your world is really your world, and this development of your world is something that you must take very seriously. If you don't have intention, if you're not setting intentions, if you're not building energy, if you just wasting sperm, if you thinking about lusting after women every day, every night, then you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be in the dark and you're going to be trying to figure it out. And I'm not knocking relationships. I think relationships is a beautiful thing. I think sex is like, so when people say that sex is an important thing, sex at a base level is just sex, but that energy can be raised up into something more. And then when you raise your energy, I'm not saying stop having sex, but I'm saying be mindful of the energy that you could raise, that you could turn it into something else is all that I'm saying. I'm speaking on transformation. There is a way that you've probably been having sex for 10, 20 years, the same exact way. You owe it to yourself to read Kama Sutra, learn about Tantra, talk about different things, and developing your sexual practices that won't have you in a deep in like a sunken state. And then another level, I am talking to the men too, because I'm really speaking from my perspective on how I deal with this energy and how this energy benefits me. And it does not benefit me by being lusty. So once again, this is just how this energy really showed up to me and something that I really wanted to talk about. And I talked about it like previously, but the live wasn't on, so I apologize for that. Like I was talking to myself for like a half an hour. But I kind of just did like a real recap because I kind of got to go somewhere. But I hope that energy resonated or it made sense. Didn't want to trigger anybody, didn't want to make anybody feel negative, but I really feel that it's important for men to raise their energy. And even if you don't want to raise your energy, that's perfectly fine. But maybe you're dealing with some blocks. Maybe you're dealing with some things that you really don't want to deal with. But at the same time, you have this lower energy that's running rampant. I feel that you owe it to yourself to stop for a second, to build, to understand how to build that energy. So maybe that block won't be a block anymore and it'll be something different. But if you're living a perfect life and everything is a-okay, then, you know, can't say anything to that either. And so we have the 5 of this and the 7 of cups flanking the 6 of disc. Or I had that backwards. But basically, this is an encompassing, like, so what I really want to do, this 2 of wands needs to be up top and the 6 of disc needs to be at the bottom. So in the middle of the 5 of this, and the 7 of cups is the 2 of wands, basically. That energy really speaks to negative energy, negative thoughts, worrying, not really being sure, and just being afraid. But really that energy is triggering you into action to do something about it. See, if we never had any negative feelings, if we never had any worry, then we would just be skipping down the road acting like everything is hunky-dory. Maybe the fact that negative situations have to happen to trigger us into action to make us really get something popping. So I wouldn't necessarily feel bad if you feel bad. I would feel privileged that you have an opportunity to act and do something positive. I know that sounds weird, but I'm only, once again, speaking from experience. It's important to go deeper, to challenge established thoughts that you had when it comes to transformation. If you're spiritually attaining, you're going to look different. You're going to feel different. So the bottom is the 9 of cups and the 6 of this in the universe. And that line is really speaking to building and reinforcing your spiritual foundation. And facing fears is how you lead to happiness. Like if I seen a fine person and I'm afraid to talk to them, if I say, okay, I'm going to face that fear, I'm going to go talk to her, and maybe she gives me her number, maybe she gives me her email, then I'll experience happiness because I faced that fear. And as we deal with the being fully in tune to the earth, fully in tune to the world, really understanding our spiritual energy, really taking our spiritual energy seriously, and building that spiritual foundation, this is what is going to separate us. Because we have that foundation, because we have been working towards our spiritual life, and we have been taking our spiritual life seriously. We're not waiting for, you know, the US government to give us a sticker, to pat us on our back, to say, good job, you've been working on your meditation. We're not waiting for Big Brother to congratulate us for doing the work. We're not waiting for some token or some outside external stimuli to say, to validate our work. We want to do that ourselves. And through that, we really stand on top of this world because we fully understand this world. And so that's the universe. That's what the universe is really speaking to. Once again, I apologize that this video was slightly rushed. Hopefully this message still resonated and it still made sense. Cause this is a tough thing for me, bro. Like I don't like, you know, changing and transforming, and you know, of course I just want to be base and normal and regular, and I've always struggled with the fact that of wanting to be normal and just doing the regular shit and not having the capacity to do that. And now I realize why I can't just do everything that everybody else does or be in the in crowd or whatever. Like more and more I realize that it was by divine that I never got into those crowds that I tried to get into, and I kind of stayed outside and developed my own relationships outside of, you know, the popular major shit. So it's a reason for everything, and we owe it to ourselves to explore those reasons. So I just wanted to touch bases with the family on this Wednesday, August 22nd, with this daily energy reading. I will see you guys tomorrow. Be sure to hit me up, hoodmystic@gmail.com, www.hoodmystic.com/nothing, just hoodmystic.com. I'm just reading these comments. Everybody have a wonderful day. Peace, 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 peace. Maybe listen to it again, just try to get some understanding, but I'm gonna listen to it again rather to get some understanding. But tomorrow I'm coming back with something powerful, because guess what tomorrow is, y'all? It's my birthday. Go shawty. it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. Like it's your birthday. Hey, you know we don't give up. It's not your birthday. Peace, family.